What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. Just wanted to do a quick video of Julian Edelman retiring from the game of football. So if you guys didn't see it yesterday, Edelman put out a video from Gillette Stadium announcing to the world that he was retiring from the NFL. And to just be blunt here, you guys, Edelman had a phenomenal career with the Patriots. Edelman was drafted by the Patriots back in 2009 from Kent State. He was actually drafted as a quarterback. That was his position when he was playing at Kent State. And then as time progressed, he became one of the most dependable, one of the most reliable receivers that New England's had in recent memory. He's a three-time Super Bowl champion. He won Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 53 against the Rams. In that game in particular, he had 10 catches for almost 150 yards receiving. And in that game, the final score was 13-3. So it was one of the weaker offensive performances from both teams in Super Bowl history. But Edelman's performance in that Super Bowl was definitely noteworthy, and he definitely deserved to win that MVP award. But to just dive a little bit more into Edelman's career with the Patriots, it was definitely an interesting one for sure. When he first started with New England, he was primarily used on special teams, and even in the first couple of years of his career, they used him in defensive packages. I remember specifically back in the 2011 AFC Championship game between the Ravens and the Patriots. He was playing slot corner against Joe Flacco and the Ravens offense in the last drive of the game to decide who's going to go to the Super Bowl to play the Giants in Super Bowl 46. And granted, Edelman played as well as he could. Obviously, at that point, Edelman wasn't really known as a slot corner. He was primarily used as a special teams guy and using the offense sparingly. But it really just goes to show the utility that he brought to New England and the different purposes that they could use within their system. Once 2013 rolled around, that's when you saw Edelman be converted into a full-time receiver, and that's where you saw Edelman's career really take off. When you look at his career stats, he had over 600 receptions in the NFL, had close to about 7,000 yards receiving, had about 35 receiving touchdowns throughout the regular season in his career. But when you look at his playoff production, that's where he really stands out. When you look at how many catches he had in the playoffs throughout his career, he's second all time in receptions behind only Jerry Rice in playoff catches. And the same goes to receiving yards. He's behind Jerry Rice in that category as well in playoff receiving yards. And he was the go-to guy, the security blanket that Tom Brady had in big moments, in big games in the playoffs. I mean, I remember back in the AFC Championship game just a couple of years ago against the Kansas City Chiefs. Brady, in big third down conversions, he went to Edelman, and Edelman was able to haul in those big receptions to keep the drive alive for New England to eventually win against the Chiefs in that AFC Championship game. He just made big plays time and time again, not just in the regular season, but in the playoffs. You could even go back to the amazing catch that he had against the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51, where Brady throws a pass to Edelman. It gets tipped by Robert Alford, and basically Edelman has to stop his route all of a sudden, and then he just jumps and tries to go for the ball and is able to somehow catch the ball with the ball being about an inch or two off the ground. And it ended up resulting in a huge first down and gave New England all the momentum to tie the game in Super Bowl 51. And then they eventually went on to win Super Bowl 51 against the Atlanta Falcons in one of the most exciting Super Bowl games in recent memory. It's just, I could go on and on about Edelman and just the stalwart that he was on New England's offense, but I'll just wrap it up by saying this. I'm not going to get into the whole argument on whether or not that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame or not. I know one thing for sure. He will be in the Patriots Hall of Fame, and that's pretty much a given. Anything that he receives as far as accolades go about post-career, it'll probably be from the Patriots organization. The NFL Hall of Fame is a completely different discussion, and that's not really one that I'm going to get into right now. But for one of the toughest receivers that I've seen, he's just a great receiver. And it's going to be weird not to see Edelman on the field for New England this year. And it's going to leave New England's receiving core down one of the biggest leaders on that side of the ball and one of the biggest leaders on the team. So it's just going to be different not seeing number 11 on the sideline or on the field for New England. But for Edelman's career, man, that guy was tough as nails, and he was just one of the most consistent, one of the most reliable, dependable guys that you could ask for. And I imagine Tom Brady playing with him, Belichick coaching him, I imagine those guys have nothing but respect for what Edelman put on the field day in and day out. And the same goes for all the teammates that he played with throughout his career. But with that said, you guys, that'll wrap it up from here. If you like this video, if you want to comment below. And if you want to support the channel in any way whatsoever, subscribe to the channel. And once again, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys later.